This is the Mini Abuser. Over a month ago, I set out to create the best clan base physically possible given the current meta, and this is it. Designed to withstand roughly 500 plus rocket raids and still be defendable, this base can hold up to Susu or any other group willing to take a crack at it. This base is designed for hyperactive groups on main or modded servers that are willing to cough up roughly 450k materials to have a base that will literally win raids for them. If you're ready to see what this base is all about, then let's go ahead and take a tour. But first, if you have liked the video so far, please like the video and drop a comment below for the YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button to let me know that I should keep making clan bases. I'll give you 3 seconds to knock that out. 3, 2, 1. All good? All right, let's go ahead and get this thing started. All right, here we are outside of the Mini Abuser. Coming into the compound, we have our outermost externals with mini Satori disconnectables on each. As you can see, the outer compound is optimized for endless early game furnaces, so you don't have to wait on wide gap to go up before you place them. Coming inside our gatehouse, you can see that we have some great peaks into compound, and stepping through this door, we have our vertical China wall segments. At the end of each segment is a bedroom, as well as a connection to the wide gap portion of the base. Coming outside of our China wall, we have our combined compound peaks and bedrooms. As you can see, these have great peaks into the compound, outside of the compound, as well as peaks up towards the base to deter laddering. Next, we have these ramp turret pods on all 6 sides of our base, which will likely end raids for you before they even begin. And this is where you will find our other 6 external TCs. Coming inside the wide gap, you can see that we have an inner defense ring with towers that peek into and out of the enclosed wide gap. And stepping inside our tower, you can see that these provide early game starter support with peaks toward the base. Coming inside the base, you can see that we have additional peaks into the first floor for further raid defense against early game raids, as well as square peaks back towards your externals. These bottom portions can be used as bedrooms early game until you have turbines up and running. Going into our starter, we have plenty of box storage and a standard circle base layout. Going up a level, we have even more box storage, as well as a defendable jump up that will lead to the roof of the starter. Going up another level, and this is our open core. 6 turrets provide total coverage with peaks from under open core, within the walls of the open core, as well as above the open core. Coming up to the layer above open core, this will be our early game roof defense layer, so we can defend the roof against early game raids. Going outside, we have our finished shooting floor. Last, going up a level, we have our finished roof. I will run y'all through the towers really quick so you can understand their use. Essentially, they are here so we have endless peaks into the compound. This will allow us to counter Susu towers or sieges by having more peaking angles than the raiders do. With all this in hand, let's go ahead and see how to build the base. Alright, the starter for the Abuser is a pretty typical circle starter, so we're going to do 2 low triangles and a square at the end of it. I'm going to go ahead and make our circle base here. Alright, now to make this defendable, we're going to go ahead and add a square here, and a door here and here. And you can leave this wall here, or if you want some kind of defense into the front door, you can make it like this. Doesn't matter to me. Just do it how you like it. You will want a airlock on this. And we're going to wrap the first floor on walls. And if you want to be proactive, you can go ahead and do the second floor as well. And you will, of course, want a triangle roof on this airlock. Okay, let's go ahead and get moving with the starter here. So this is going to be the jump up. We're going to worry about that here in a second. We're not going to half wall this. We're going to do something different with it. This is where your TC goes. Obviously, this is a YouTube base, so vary it up. If you're using it during wipe, you can place it in any of these triangles on the first floor. Let's try and make it not too obvious. Put a door on it. You can put windows, whatever you want. Now we're going to go ahead and make some loot rooms. I'm not going to show you guys how to place boxes. You can do that on your own. All right, now that we got all that done, we're going to go ahead and get our first little bit of furnaces going. Obviously, this is a clan base, so we are going to need a lot of sulfur so we can get some early raids off. Make sure you got your door frame here. If you want a door on it, I'd recommend tossing a garage door in. You should have tier 2 farmed the second you get to your build spot anyways, so no real excuse there. All right, so next step, we're going to take our tier 2 and we're going to place it right here. We want a little bit of room so that we can still place a door. And what we're going to do next, we're going to place furnaces, and we're going to use these as our jump up instead. That way you can get right up to the next floor. Okay. Now we're gonna go up and we're gonna go ahead and seal off the floor below. And if you want additional stability, feel free to add a frame here. It's not really necessary, but up to you. All right, we are on the second floor of the starter now. Now, this is the part that connects to the roof, so we want to make it defendable. We're gonna put a window here, a wall here, make sure the hard side faces in. Same here. And we will want a regular jump up there. And you will want a garage door on that as fast as possible. And honestly, you can garage door this whole loop, as that's the only real top-down route for most groups. All right, now this floor, you can kind of do what you want with it. I have a couple ways of using it, but I mean, it's all pretty simple. Mostly just extra loot storage. You can put bedrooms here if you want, but if you're running about 18 to 20 deep, you're gonna want as much loot storage as possible early game, because it does get a little frustrating. All right, we're gonna go up to the next floor and seal this in. Okay, and that is essentially your starter. Now, last thing I'd recommend is tossing a horizontal embrasure here. It makes it a little harder for people to just hold you in this. And if you don't want this exposed at all, if you just want to use it for vision, feel free to plug it with a glass window so people can't just shoot you through it if they land on your roof. All right, now to begin the starter expansion, we need to go ahead and finish out the next layer of the base. This is a pretty annoying step because these foundations like to clip all over the place, like this one is. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this part. All right, so the next step of the build after you finish out the ring here is to do your first set of externals. Now, this is going to be off of this square piece here. Now, just to remind you guys, this is going to be a little weird, but this next bit here is a breach peak. So in order to remember that, we're going to toss a low wall or a half wall here, just so you know that that's the breach peak. Now, what we're going to do is go out 3 here, and we're going to place a triangle at the end. We're going to delete these 3. And we're going to come back with a circle. Okay, now that we have our circle, we're going to do a square here and here and place triangles here and here. Get rid of these, and you're going to toss door frames on. These door frames have to be here or this will begin to decay. All right, now you can go ahead and delete this triangle here. And what we're going to do is go out 3 squares. If you want to remember this last one, go ahead and place triangles on the left and right. And now we're going to do our disconnectable TC. So we are going to go out a square, a half moon with 4 triangles, and then 3 triangles at the end of it. And you can delete these going back. And now this is an important part. When you get here, make sure that the 2 walls facing base are 2 half walls and not a full wall, or your disconnectable will not work. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and seal this up. We'll toss a single door on this for now. And we will put a TC in this corner. Okay, so gonna sound weird, but don't connect it yet. We are just holding this as anti-grief for now. All right, next up, we're gonna go ahead and work on the next set of externals. This is a 12 external base, so you need to get all 12 done. We're gonna add triangles like so, and we're going to go out 2 squares with a triangle on the end, raised foundation here, and lowered foundations like so. Go ahead and delete this. We're going to add a square here, wall here and here. If you want to go ahead and do it, go ahead and add a window here. Here, we're just going to add a shelf, and this will be some early game compound storage. We can go ahead and toss whatever you want out in compound. You can place it here. I would also recommend tossing a garage door on that. Now, to get this set of externals done, we're going to go out 1 more square, and we're going to do another half moon. This is, of course, a disconnectable. A triangle at the end, delete the rest of this. And of course, 2 half walls. Wall here. Triangle above. And we're going to do a double door frame here. Now you can use a window here if that makes you feel a little more comfortable. Doors are a little weak unless you get armored doors, so just remember that. And TC will go in here. All right, so now we have to connect everything. We're going to start with these TCs. So we will go a square off of here. And we will connect it just like so. If you ever need to disconnect these TCs, just remember, place a square foundation here and a roof piece just like so, and it will break it. There's a gap in between those, so they're not connected. And now to do it on the other side here, this is your gatehouse. So in order to attach the gatehouse, we'll need to add the same exact design as the other TCs. Now you have all of your TCs connected, and just to reiterate, this stage should take no more than 10 to 15 minutes. If your externals start decaying, that's a problem. You're going too slow. You want to make sure that your group is grinding out enough farms that you can connect everything and get done with the base a lot faster. All right, on to the compound. Now for compound, we're going to place gates against these TCs, just like so. These gates will open up and form an airlock with the back of the TC. Okay, now place our compound walls. This compound is pretty simple, but like all compounds, are easy to mess up. So you're gonna wanna point this compound wall directly at the other gate. That's pretty good. And we're just gonna do this all the way across. Try and keep it aligned. It's easier to look at the top of the wall to make sure that it's aligned as you go. I'm gonna go ahead and speed through this. Now this isn't as tight as it can be because I messed it up a little bit, but as long as you keep it aimed at this other gate, you will get a almost perfect or perfect compound. All right, now with everything connected, we're gonna go ahead and begin our bedrooms. So we have bedrooms in our compound, which is awesome. Begin working on these. We're gonna go ahead and add windows here and here, a door here, and we're gonna add roofs just like this. Now for these, I would probably recommend using windows at the start. You can use horizontal or vertical embrasures if you'd like. Replace a locker here, a door in both of these spots. You don't want this one facing out on each side. And we will be placing beds in here. So you can fit quite a bunch of beds in here. Just try and squeeze as many as you can. I think the most I've gotten so far is 4, just like so. Makes it a little more clunky to get through, but you want as many spawns as you can have for your group early. At this state, you can almost defend your base. You at least have spawns for your whole clan, so that's good. This is a good point to reach. With these bedrooms done, we're gonna go ahead and work on our primary defense points. We're gonna go ahead and add doors here as well. You can use garage doors if you have the materials available to you. We're gonna add windows here and here, and we're gonna go another set of windows. We're gonna add roof triangles. All right, so to do this, you basically just stand on top of the raised foundation and jump, and it gives you a pretty good angle to place it from most times. All right, got that done. We're gonna do frames here and here. This will be the entrance to your base, so go ahead and place a frame there as well, and we'll put a door on that just so we remember that that's the entrance. We'll do doors here and here. We do not want raiders getting a hold of these defense points. Low wall here and here, and we will place a triangle off of this back wall. And as you can see, we now have peaks back into our base and into our compound, which is kind of sweet. So the base is becoming increasingly more secure, but we're not done just yet. Let's go ahead and move on to the actual base itself and get a little more prepped for a raid. Starting here, we're gonna go ahead and make one of our bedrooms. So here we will have a window, wall here, and a wall here. This will be one of your first bedrooms. So go ahead and toss a locker in here with a door on it. And we will go ahead and toss 2 beds at the bottom of this. This gives you 12 more spawns inside your base. Floor there and garage door here. You can use a regular door for this if you'd like, but I just use a garage door for most spawns. Now we're gonna toss another wall here. If you want it, you can use this little slot for additional furnace space, just like this. Coming back inside, we're gonna add 2 half walls here and here. Connect the floors there. And we will do a window here and a double door frame there. Now, this is essentially the jump up to the next floor, and you want to seal this off and absolutely toss a garage door here. This is a great spot to hold. You can get some great angles out of this. If you toss a horizontal embrasure on it like that, this is a great place to hold the first floor from, especially if you're coming in from your compound bedrooms. All right, now you have the option to seal this all in if you'd like. You're more than welcome to just close this up. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this though. The whole point of this is to kind of get peaks further back, but you can still get pretty good peaks here, and this seals everything in, so it makes it harder for raiders to get access to the rest of your base. For now, I'm going to keep it open though. All right, now we must move on to the next stage of the build. And that stage is going to be finishing out our gatehouses as well as the supporting structures around them. So we're going to build squares here and here. Don't worry, we'll delete these in a second. And we will be doing building just like so. Go ahead and delete that as well. And same thing on the other side. Add windows here and here, as well as here. And this is going to be consistent on both sides. And same as in the inner layer of the little mini China wall, we're going to add more roofs just like so. Just remember, stand on that raised foundation and jump to get the proper angle. Now these are actually bedrooms, so we will be adding foundations just like this. And you're going to do the same for all 12 of these. Going to do 2 windows here and here, door here, roofs just like that. And this is a little easier. We're going to be doing 2 half walls, roofs, and low walls. Gives you more peeks back to your base, lets you kill raiders off your roof if they land minis up there. That helps a lot with early game raids. Now for these, you could definitely just leave these as such with the vertical embrasures. And now we're going to place our beds. So add one in this corner. And you could fit another one right here. A little iffy sometimes though. And for storage, you can just toss a large box in here on top of this foundation. And that way you could just jump up on top of the box and you could see up into your base, which is kind of nice. And now we've already done one, so I'm going to go ahead and speed through this one on the other side. All right, now that we are done with that, we have one more step, which is going to be finishing out the actual gatehouse. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this, add embrasures there. You can add windows for now if you'd like, but I generally just add embrasures. And now we're going to go ahead and add our metal barricades. So to do that, you just add triangles off the end here, barricade on each side, and make sure you remove those triangles so people can't ladder onto them. Same thing on this side. Okay, now we're going to do our gatehouse. Make sure you remove the triangles again. All right, now our compound is almost defendable. So we need to handle this just so we actually have a complete China wall. So we're going to do squares here, square here, add 2 triangles off the bat. These will eventually become turret pods, so nothing too crazy. We can cap these for now. Windows just like this. Half walls just like that. Now this will be a turbine tower, so we are going to set this up just like so. Floors off the sides. And if you want to go ahead and just get it over with, you can place your barricades just like this. Okay. Coming back inside the compound. We're not going to mess with these yet. Your turrets will be going in here, so just leave those be for now. But we are going to go ahead and seal this in. All right, so as you can notice, there is an issue with people jumping through the part of the compound here. There are a couple solutions. The one that I've come up with for now is placing a half wall, placing a regular frame on top of that, making sure it's rotated out so that the edge of the wall extends out. This is called a conditional. When I rotate it back in, you can see it disappears. So make sure that you rotate it out so the wall extends out a little further. That way when people try and jump through, they get stuck. Just kind of a nice feature of that. And don't worry, later on, these will become even more heavily protected when you add in all the additional features like the ramps and the turrets. So don't worry, things will get better. All right, so here is your compound. This is essentially ready to go. Once you get your base to this stage, it is very defendable. You can leave and you can do whatever you need for a while. You can go to monuments and you can relax knowing that if someone starts raiding your base, there is a very good chance that you will win when you come back. So go ahead and place our large furnaces though, as I know this is gonna be a big question for most of you. You're gonna wanna find this little loot room here and you're gonna take your furnace and press it up against the side of it. Right about in the middle of it there. Same here. Now to make sure that these little mini China wall segments work, just make sure that you press the furnace just a little ways off here. That way you can have the entrance here. Same thing on both sides. And there you have it. That is your completed compound mini China wall with furnaces. I always build all of this prior to the main base itself because I want my compound to be defendable. If a 40-man group pulls up to raid from the outside, I want endless spawns and just as much movement as I can get to defend against a large group. Now let's go ahead and move on to the main base build. All right, now to continue the base, we must build up the shell, and this is where I warn you all that this base is a advanced base. It is very confusing to set up, and it is asymmetric, so it is only symmetric on 3 sides from here on out. Don't let that scare you. This base is easily still one of the best bases in the game for the current meta. Let's go ahead and get started. You're using symmetry on sanctuary. Make sure you have it set to 3-sided symmetry, and let's get going. So the best part here is that it doesn't matter what side you pick. It is basically the same on all sides right now, so we're gonna get started on this any side. I'm gonna pick this one. We're gonna do 2 windows, and this is how you're gonna remember which side is which. So you're gonna have 2 windows on this floor, and then when we do the other asymmetric side, we will have a window and a wall. Okay, so starting on this one, we're going to be working our tower and our shell at the same exact time. And just a little forewarning reminder, make sure you have frames in these positions all the way up your tower. You will need it for stability. All right, so walls here and here. We're going to do our jump up on this side. Frames here and here, of course. Now, when we're doing our tower here, this one's a little simple. Replace windows on both sides, vertical embrasures in each. This helps you peek into your airlocks. Here, I'm normally going to put glass in. This is just a little easier. I don't have to worry about getting hit by an M2 in a raid base. I'm going to put horizontal embrasures here and here. These peaks are incredible for compound. Use these things a lot already. All right, going up. More windows, and here it gets a little tricky. We have to put roof triangles above us, so you have to stay crouched and try and stay right around the middle. You just move to the left and right, and it's easy to place. All right, here we're gonna do our vertical embrasures. We go up a level. On this level, it is just normal walls. Here and here, and here and here. Frame there, and our jump up will be on this side this time. Okay. Steal the roof, and we're gonna go ahead and keep working on our tower. Now this stage is a little weird. We are also building this tower at the same time. We have 2 towers basically, so we want to make sure that this half wall is there. And from here, we're gonna go ahead and add some frames. I'm gonna put a floor on top of these frames. We're gonna surround it with windows and a roof, and we're gonna put a ramp down, which will give us some decent peaks in the compound. Add some embrasures on that and a door here. And this is segmented, so you can have some nice little M2 boxes that are kind of separate from your towers. They will generally stand if your towers get blown down. Let's go ahead and finish up the towers here. Do our roofs right here. And of course, more windows on these sides with roof triangles above. And already you can see things coming together. These peaks are nasty. You can cover the entire compound with them. It's too good. Coming up another level, we're going to add half walls here and here. Actually, sorry, this one is a full wall. So full wall here, half wall here, and a door right here on top of that one. You can have this door face in if you want. This will be integrated into the open core here shortly. More normal walls here, and a double door frame there. Your jump up will be right here. And we can go ahead and close this in. So now, just to kind of make this easy, we're going to close off this part. So just put a roof tile here, and you'll grab a garage door and face it in. That way there's no roof access, and that is sealed up. Let's go ahead and finish this part of the tower here. Windows here and here. And now this is the weird level. So you have to reset everything so that you can keep doing the half peaks as you do down. Actually, we haven't done them yet. So this has to be a half wall. That way on the next level, when we put our roof triangles down, it will convene like so. So you have better peaking angles. Okay. And we'll do windows from below. Just like that. of course, horizontal or vertical embrasures. This is what the stage should currently look like for this part of the shell. Now we're going to go ahead and work on the asymmetric portion of the shell. All right, now we're going to go ahead and work on the asymmetric parts of the base. So we're going to do walls here and here. Our jump up will be in the same position right here. Frames there, and we will cap the roof on that. Again, we will want to ensure that we have our door frames running up our tower on this side. Same tower. For the most part, it will change in a minute though. Window here with a regular window in it. We will want horizontal embrasures on these. Go up another level with windows here. And just remember, we're gonna want a half wall on top of this, and that's the same on all 6 sides. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add our roof pieces here and here. And we're gonna come back inside and go up a level. So here, this is super simple. We're just gonna wrap our floors around, and we're gonna put windows here and here. Now, I'm going to add one more window here as well, and I'll show you what that's for in just a second. Place a wall here, frame here, and we're going to place walls here and here. Door frame there, and now we got to get working on the towers. So windows here and here, embrasures of course, and we're going to go ahead and make the same box that we have on the other 3 sides. All right, windows here. And now this is how it differs, just so you all understand the difference between the 2 towers. You will need to have a ladder hatch, or you will need to have a triangle floor frame here, and you'll put a ladder hatch inside of that. If you're on console, you could simply just use a furnace jump or something like that to get through, and then we will add our triangle roofs here and here to seal everything in. You can add a door on this if you want. I don't really think anyone will have access to that though. And we will go ahead and seal this in, except for this part right here. We're going to add walls instead and a triangle floor piece above. To give you all an understanding of what this is, we'll go ahead and upgrade it to metal, and we're going to place our beds. First one here, second one here. Now, to give you all an understanding of how these work, these will be peaks from under your open core, and you'll want to have the siren light just above that little nail on the metal there, like so. Maybe when you jump up. I can get up here. There we go. Once you jump up, you will have a clean view under your vending machines, and I'll show you how to do the vending machine trick, don't worry. So you have peaks under into your open core. You can go ahead and add vertical embrasures here just for extra defendability early on. And that is how you do the asymmetric portions of the base. Now let's go ahead and work on these square parts here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and handle these square portions, and just to forewarn y'all, these are symmetric. They're 6-sided symmetric, so all these square parts, this square and these 2 squares, are symmetric on all 6 sides, whereas these tower portions are not. They're only symmetric on 3 sides. So we're gonna go up 2 levels immediately here. We're gonna do a half wall here, square floor, and a triangle through the wall. We will put a triangle coming back, and we will add boxes on top of it just for additional storage. Regular wall there, and a floor on top. Now we're gonna add our floor here, and this will be one of our loot rooms eventually, so we're gonna add a half wall there. And now, before we really get going here, this will be a jump up into that door, so we're gonna add a wall here. Actually, that's gonna be quite an issue. Go ahead and make it 3-sided symmetric. Wall here, and we're not gonna mess with this. We're just gonna add regular triangle floors under, as this will become a loot room. And what we're gonna do here, so this is one of our square loot rooms. Here we're gonna add some secret storage. You can only have a box on each side that's accessible by these windows, but here you can just have extra drop kits or extra loot that you're trying to hide from raiders. And we will have a half wall there and a floor on top. This seals it away from everything. You won't be able to get access to these later on. All right, so you can kind of see our open core coming together, so we will come back and learn how to do the open core next. All right, so we're going to continue building the open core, and just a reminder that we are going to be using a 3-sided asymmetric, or 3-sided symmetric, so just remember that. This is not a 6-sided symmetry base. Okay, place a regular double door frame here, floor piece there, and we will have our boxes on the bottom here. And boxes here and here. Now go ahead and toss a garage door on just for easiness sake and put floors on top of that there. Now go ahead and grab some half walls and just run around adding half walls everywhere you can. We're gonna do a floor there, and add that just like so. Now, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna place some ramps there and there just so we can have some extra box storage in the center of the open core down here. Of course. Okay, now that we have that done, it is time to get working on the sides here. So this will be a loot room here. So we're gonna go ahead and do 2 walls just like that and seal it in. We're gonna use that floor here to attach through the wall, and this is a loot room. So we'll fill it up with boxes. And now coming to the other side of this little jump up here, we're gonna do the same exact thing. All right, now before we go any further, I'm going to show you how to do the vending machine trick so you can use the peaks from your bedrooms. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to place a electrical branch right about halfway in between both of those lines, and then just a little bit to the left of it, just like that. You're going to do one over here as well. You're going to grab your vending machine, and you're just going to push it right on top of it. You should see the point to where it kind of jumps up onto the E branch. Just like that. Push it as far back as you can and then set it. There you go. Just like that, when you come up from under, you get to jump up onto here. You have peaks under your vending machines. As you can see, all my shots are going through. These peaks are just nasty for defending your open core during a raid. All right, now let's go ahead and keep on working. So I'm going to place 2 walls here and here, 1 wall there. We're going to cap this. Our first layer of boxes will be down low. Place that through the wall and have it come back. I want to make sure that's deleted. And we can do our other boxes here, just like that. Anytime. Okay. And we'll just want a door frame there, a door frame there, and a door frame there. And we're going to go ahead and do this on the other side. I'll speed it up for you. All right, now we're back out here. We're going to place a double door frame here, and a cargo net will go in that. That will help you get to the next level up there. We're going to cover these with the floor, and this will have a half wall behind the vending machines there. And now on the 6 of these sides that has these square boxes behind it, the 2 squares in a row, we will have a window facing in just like that. Do this on each side. Okay, and right here we're going to have our next turret. So you're going to want to have the pod just like this, and we will toss the turret right in there. Okay, so that is 3 of our turrets. Let's go ahead and get the rest set up here, but first this will be regular honeycomb here, so go ahead and just honeycomb that in, and I'm going to leave this open just so we can add more boxes, and we will just have low walls here and here. All right, now on the second floor here, we need to go ahead and get our square loot rooms worked out. So we're gonna do squares again. Now on these top walls here, just be aware that these need to be half walls. We're gonna cap this off. We're gonna go ahead and put a double door frame in, and we're gonna get our triangle working through the top, just like that. And another triangle at half height. We will fill this loot room out, and you'll probably want to keep that top open until you can fill it with boxes. Makes it a lot easier. All right, and we will do the same thing on the other side. You can go ahead and add triangles here across this, but I'm going to go ahead and speed through this next one. All right, super easy. So we are at one of our asymmetric sides. We're gonna add our window right here. This will offer us a peek into the upper level of the open core right here. And now we're gonna go ahead and increase stability all the way across. So how this is going to work, so we're gonna need frames here. And off of these sides here, we're gonna go ahead and add frames as well. And there'll be a frame here and another window here. And we will again cap this off with triangles. Here we're just gonna have 2 regular walls, and we will have more frames as well. Now you'll see here that we don't have anything going on, and that is intentional. So what's gonna happen is floor here, you're gonna wanna make sure that you place this right there. Now this will be a bedroom, so we'll do it as such. And this is gonna face in here, so you can have that right there. And we'll place our locker in this corner. Place a door on it and get a low ramp just like so. And then we can go ahead and delete the floor under it. And we'll want to turn these straight to metal just for ease of use. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other side. So I'll just speed right through it. Okay, now we're done with that. We're gonna go ahead and begin to work on a couple more things here in just a second, but let's go ahead and work on this jump up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add more of our support on the outside. And here's where it gets a little weird. This top jump up is gonna have to be half walled. This is basically the structure of that jump up. And here we will walk into our shooting floor just so you have that set up. Now our last step here is going to be our peeks into the core here. This is going to be a bedroom as well. And we will also want to have another window there just to defend the roof with. But for now, we're just going to plug that with a garage door. All right, so here we're going to add our vertical embrasures, and that gives us a defense layer for above. Now, we need to seal in our open core, but first we must add some floors there. What we're gonna do is just follow the same pattern as below. We'll start with our squares, work into our triangles, and then we will do the center of the roof. And there you have it. That is the open core essentially complete. All the storage and madness you can think of. Simple enough. Now let's go ahead and work on the outside here. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and finish up the towers on our base really quick. So we're gonna build these up to the roof level. We won't handle the turbine part of it just yet, but what we're gonna do is start right here. So we're gonna add half walls here. And this is the side with the ladder hatch on it, just for ease of reference. What we're gonna do is add our regular tower structures here. And just remember, this is on top of that M2 box. So we're gonna be adding a half wall, windows on the sides, and roof pieces above. All right, now we're gonna be making jump ups in the honeycomb here. This is, of course, for the ladder hatch side. Coming up here, we're gonna do the same thing again. Now that is the shooting floor right there, or the entrance to it. There will be a hatch right there that opens this way, so we will need to make a way to get up there. So we'll have it just like that, and can add a little half wall up there. And what we will do here is this, and we're going to be adding half walls all the way around. Windows here, and a half wall right there. Get our triangle roofs above, and now when we jump up here and we take our ladder hatch up, we're going to want to patch this as well. And what you will see here, is that we are ready for the second M2 box. So we're going to take this up 2 more levels. And this will be the topmost M2 box, and this will actually have a peak back onto the roof, so it's pretty functional. So, same thing as below. Okay, and we're going to come back here and we will be adding frames all the way across. Of course, more windows. Now this level above us is the roof, so we are going to set up our peaks just like that. You can kind of see the purpose of this peak now. This will be looking directly back at the roof. All right, so now let's go ahead and work on the other sides. All right, so we just finished up the towers over here, so we're going to be moving on to this tower right here. This one's very simple. We're just going to be doing essentially the same exact thing. So windows there, we'll be adding our frames here. Floors on top. As that side over there, we'll be doing half walls. Floors on top of those, same windows here, and of course half wall there. Roof triangle above on the lower of these 2 floors. Doing the same exact double door frames through, and we'll be building up this tower again to high. And here we will create this MM2 box that will speed through this one. All right, and let's go ahead and plug the roof here. And just a reminder, make sure that you get these extra pieces down. All right, so now before we progress any further, we're gonna go ahead and set up our shops as well as our turbines. Now you can set these up independently and far before we do any of these towers, but these are the same on all 6 sides. Oh, that's not it. These are the same on all 6 sides, so we will go ahead and just set them up now. We're going to do windows on each side here with a door frame here. We'll put our vendings in that, and this is of course the same on all 6 sides. And we're going to plug it with a roof here. We're going to do half walls, and this will be a space for turrets. And right on top of that, we will toss our turbines. That is how you set up turbines for this base. And of course, you can set more up in compound. In fact, I will show you those positions right now. Here they are. We kind of set these up earlier, and we are going to go up to 20% stability. All right, 20% stability. And there we go. There are your 12 turbines ready to go. And now we're going to go ahead and continue on with base. All right, now we're going to go ahead and do our wide gap. So we're going to go up 1 wall followed by a half wall. And we're just going to go all the way up to the shooting floor now. There we have it. This should be half walled. Okay, so this is essentially the extent of the shooting floor. So we're going to add our floor here, floor there. And here we will close this in. All right, and we'll need to do the same thing on this side, but I'll go ahead and speed through it for y'all. All right, we'll plug this up with our vertical embrasures, and this part of the shooting floor is essentially good to go. All right, so here we are at the top of the ladder hatch portion. So we're gonna go ahead and fix these real quick. So these will have windows as well with a door right here. These will have vertical embrasures, and of course we'll have a garage door on them. You'll want garage doors here, and we can just go ahead and plug this all together. All right, so here we are in the center, and as I said earlier, these are bedrooms over here. Just to kind of show you all how they work, you just take your bed and rotate it sideways, and it can get placed on ramps. You can normally place 2, sometimes the frames mess it up. Here, I'll remove the frame. Yeah, see, you can get 2 on each one, nothing too bad. I do prefer having the frame there though, so that's just a personal opinion. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and get our roof done. So here we're gonna do half walls, secure this, and we're going to do basically 3 windows and 3 doors, and this will be secured as well. And we're gonna go ahead and add some extra stability here. as things are going to get a little rough in a raid because the core of the base is so hollow. And let's go ahead and seal up the roof. All right, so back on the roof, we're going to go ahead and finish up our jump ups here. So we will add walls on the back here and a door there. And we will do a floor there, half wall here, and floors just like that. We can just toss garage doors onto these. So these are ready to go. You can put your turrets in here. And of course, there's additional backup support from those turrets over there. Your roof is entirely covered with just these few turrets. All right, so handling the center here, we want to go ahead and make our vending machine room. So this gets a little iffy sometimes. We're going to try and add as much stability as we can through here. Close that up. And what we're going to do is we have these horizontal peaks. We're going to add our doors right in front of them just so we can defend from that part of the base. And we're going to add that right there. Now we're going to need to put our vending machines throughout here. So this is going to get a little interesting, but basically the goal is to attach our roofs without causing too much damage and getting in the way. All right, so now what we're going to do is add our quarter walls. And now how to do this, you can go ahead and upgrade these to sheet if you'd like. And we're going to place a box right in front of the low wall. And here we're just going to press the vending machine back until it sits on top of the box just like that. You can get rid of the box if you want and do it again. And we're just going to do this all the way around. You got to be careful with it. If you'd prefer for a more safe method, you could just simply do the window method and press the vending machines against that instead. They're just as useful. You can do that and it takes a whole lot less time. Then once you're done, you would just simply patch it with window glass and you are good to go. All right, so here we're gonna go ahead and make our jump up onto the roof. You'll simply add door or double door frames like that, and last but not least, a roof just like this. That way you can put your scrappies up here on top. And last but not least, we're going to go ahead and add our peaks down into compounds. We're gonna do half walls as well as our full windows here. We're going to do 2 double door frames like that, and we're gonna add, sorry about that. You gotta have these as well. Add the triangle floors there, and now you're gonna add a roof off of the base itself, not off of the wide gap. And there you have it. This way you get some nasty peaks from up here, and you can defend from essentially every part of the base. And this is 6-sided symmetric. You will do the same on these as well. So that is essentially the finished roof, shooting floor, towers, entire base. Now we just have one more thing to do to finish up. What we're going to do is we're going to add frames here and frames here. Add windows looking back towards the base and windows here. What we're going to do is add half walls and then floors here. Now you can do this by standing on the honeycomb here. It gets a little iffy though. You'll just look down to attach the roof. You want these roofs here because once you're up top, you will just jump off the side and you can land in here and defend from these pods. Just a slight warning, if we are making sure that it's symmetrical on all 6 sides, jumping off the top can lend you some damage. Just be careful, try and hit the window on the way down. And we still need to finish our vertical china wall, so we will finish that now. We will have windows. Have a door frame here, and you can put doors on whichever side you'd like. I think I'll add them here for now, and I will add my peaks right here. We will close this in, of course, and we will do vertical embrasures and our doors. And last step to finish the base out is to add the double door frame and a roof right here. That way when you jump down here, you just simply jump onto this and you're in compound. So that is the entire mini abuser finished. And let's go ahead and roll the outro. Well guys, that is it for the mini abuser. If you like the base or like the video, please like the video and hit that subscribe button just to let me know that I should keep making clan bases. I hope you all enjoy using this base going forward, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.